Nana from TalkPastel.com. We are going to go on an adventure today. We are going to be learning how to paint the art of Harry Potter in honor of the 20th anniversary of the first book, the release of the first book. Before we start, I just want to set the stage for our painting. I want to read you something. Listen carefully. A breeze ruffled the neat hedges of Privet Drive, which lay silent and tidy under the inky sky, the very last place you would expect astonishing things to happen. And yes, lots of astonishing things happened. And you can read about them in this wonderful book that's going to be part of a giveaway in our Harry Potter video tutorial series. Okay, we're going to paint what I think is a wonderful idea of what Harry looks like to us. Now, this can be moderately difficult for some of you, but I have wonderful students, and I know that you'll put all your talent and your effort into this, and it really is going to be fun. So let's get started. We're going to turn our copy paper vertical because this is going to be a large picture of part of Harry's face. Now, I have picked out some pastels for you to consider. I have a black, I have a creamy sort of brown, and that, believe it or not, is a green, and I need to clean it. I'm sorry, I apologize. There's a red, a rust, and a brown, and a white. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is, believe it or not, we have what we call a horizon or a boundary line in this painting. What I want you to do is take your brown and about 3/4 of the way down, let's draw a straight line all the way across. And then underneath that, let's draw another straight line. All right, Harry will appear in the upper part of the picture. Let's take our sort of creamy brown and we're going to color, paint, a portion of this. Now, take your painter finger and let's fill this in and make it smooth. Okay. Now, we'll establish one of Harry's most famous aspects of his appearance. And we're going to start with his glasses. If you remember in the story, he has some glasses that have been patched up with just tape. All right, and then we have the glasses themselves. Okay, let's go ahead and put Harry's eyes in. They're oval. And then we're going to fill in the eyes. There's a dot for a pupil. Now he can be looking directly at you or away a little bit. If you remember in the book, Harry has eyes, he's told, like his mother, and they are very bright green. So get your brightest spring green, and let's get his eyes colored in. Okay. Now, the next most famous part of Harry is his hair. Okay, now, you just have to imagine what his hair looks like. Now, to start off with, it's not going to be the most wonderful thing in the world. And no, I haven't forgotten his scar. We're making his hairdo. And the story says it's always unruly, meaning it never did look like it was combed or taken care of very much. What I'm doing is I'm turning the black pastel chalk on its side. Now that we have started on the hair, let's get that scar in. What I'm going to do is, I know this is going to look like it's been newly put on his forehead, but it is supposed to be a pretty bad scar. Now, and I don't think it ever really, I think it heals, but it always looks red and angry. Okay, now I'm going to take my painter finger and just lightly smooth it, okay? And then I'm going to arrange his messy hair around it, but leave enough of it to where you can see that's what it is. I think Harry is coming together pretty well. You might want to give him some eyebrows and just lightly, very lightly, I like to think in this picture, this painting, that he's peeping over the edge of a wall to Diagon Alley. You may want to think that perhaps he's already at Hogwarts. We will see, whatever you think. Okay, now we're going to go back to Harry in just a minute, but let's get the bricks in Diagon Alley all set up, okay? Now, turn your chalk on its side like this, and we're going to put the blocks in like this, the bricks, excuse me. We have them across like this, and then in between on the next row, and it looks kind of like a checkerboard. And let's give it some red to make it look like red bricks. Now, take your painter finger and lightly, let's make it not so bright, because these bricks are not the star of the show. Harry is. So just sort of smooth them in and make them sort of fade away a bit, okay? Now, if you want to keep curling Harry's hair, go right ahead. I think I've made it big enough and messy enough. We don't want to make him look like he's been scared by any means, because Harry is very brave. Okay. And maybe a little bit of shadow under there. Take your painter finger, smooth it in. And I think we've got a good idea of what Harry looked like. This is our interpretation. You may have him looking completely different, using different colors, but by all means, let's sign our name here in the corner. Turn it over on the back and write The Art of Harry Potter and today's date, or just Harry peeking over into Diagon Alley, whatever you prefer. You're the artist. And then go and show your family and your friends what you've done and how much fun you've had with incredible things that started on Privet Drive. These are bright, wonderful colors, and I know you've done a great job. And all of your family and friends will say, "This is just wonderful. You are an artist."